This video has a tough topic. When do you downsize? There's quite a bit of information out there on when you should move up on motorcycles, but not really a lot about downsizing. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Meerkat. There are certainly a number of factors you should consider before downsizing. In the 52 years of street riding and racing of my own, and many friends I've talked to over the years, these are some of the things that I consider in making a downsizing decision. As we age into our 60s, physically we tend to lose strength in our legs and our core. Our hearing and eyesight somewhat deteriorates, and injuries and joints that we have occurred over the years affect our feet and our hands. Our reaction times slow down and affects our ability to control heavier and faster motorcycles on the street. As we come into our 60s and we come into looking at retirement and fixed income, we not only have to decide whether the motorcycle is too heavy and too physically a burden, but also how many motorcycles we can afford to keep maintenance-wise. And finally, our interests change over the years. What we found interesting in riding styles when we're in our 20s and 30s have changed when we get to our 40s and 50s, and when we get into retirement it changes even more. I can't say for sure what age you'll be when you decide that you want to downsize on motorcycles, but I can tell you probably for sure when it's going to begin. It's when you're moving motorcycles around in your garage. You'll decide real quick how heavy a bike you want to move around and you mess with every day. For me, it's about 500 pounds, folks. So I decided early on a big bike like this 2010 Thunderbird was just too heavy for me. This 2008 Tiger 1050 I had was just too tall and wasn't satisfactory for a passenger for me. For me, I need a seat height around 30.5 inches to 31 inches. This makes it a lot easier for me to push it around in the garage. The lower the center of gravity, the better. I think financially wise, the only thing I've been able to do is making sure when I do get a bike that I pay for it. That way I can afford to do the maintenance on three or four different bikes. And I keep different bikes for different uses. You know, I might use one for drag racing and one for touring. I think by downsizing properly and timing it right, you delay the inevitable of when you stop riding. For me, that day will probably be because of physical items. I can't keep my balance. My legs are too weak. I can't turn my head, or I have some sort of injuries, or I'm having too many close calls every time I ride. To be honest, I probably won't even know it. Then one day my wife or my son will come to me and say, "Dad, it's time to turn in your keys." I know that day is going to get here. I'm not going to rush it. Well, you get my thoughts on downsizing. What about yours? Join me and my friends at Flat Cap Cafe Racer for riding and racing. Please subscribe.